So after quote-unquote saving anime with talking stripper outfit Kill La Kill, and then doing a pretty good sci-fi drama, body horror, friendship is magic type show with Keys Naiver, a lot of people wondering what would be Trigger's next big thing, what would be the big revolutionary anime? And then we got our answer. Little Witch Academia. This would be a full-length, 24-episode adaptation of their 2 shorts they had done a few years before. And needless to say, this looks very different from what they've done in the past. It's all kid-friendly, it's all cute, it's all fun, and it created a lot of expectation. Either you loved the 2 OVAs and wanted to see more of that, or you didn't even watch the 2 OVAs like I did before this, and just wanted to see what Trigger would do next. This creates a pretty big anticipation level from both sides of the coin. And in my opinion, not only did this show not disappoint, this is Trigger's best show and the best anime of the first half of 2017. I absolutely love this series. It's such a beautiful, simplistic, fun show with, I think, a lot of great messages and a lot of great morals and some really likable characters. I love this series from beginning to end, and here's why. First up, the premise. So this show basically follows a bunch of teenagers going to magical high school where they're learning to be professional witches. Alright, sounds pretty standard, huh? Well, our characters actually sound pretty standard at first too. You have your typical trio, you've got overly enthusiastic Akko, you have smart but quiet Latte, and you have smart-ass Susie. And honestly, the main reason I think this show works is because of our main character herself, Akko. I think Akko is a great, lovable character. She's so fun and likable and adorable that she makes the whole show work for me. So what's her big thing? What is she, the chosen one? Is she a magical prodigy? Or is she like an underdog who hasn't truly opened her magic powers or anything? Nope, none of these things. Akko is actually just a normal girl. Like, there's nothing special about her. Everything that is important about Akko comes from who she is, not what she is. Akko actually not only is a normal girl, she actually has no magic power. This show is a lot like Harry Potter in as much as you either have magic or you don't. But unlike Harry Potter, everyone knows about people with magic. I never understand why in all these stupid, like, magic in the real world type stuff, they gotta keep it hidden. It's a fantasy. Just let everyone know and do something with it. That's something Little Witch does great. So basically, with Akko, when she was a little girl, she went to go see a witch named Shiny Chariot perform her magic show. And from that point forward, she was hooked on learning to become a performing witch just like her, and one day meet her. Well, that's kind of a problem when you don't have magic. And it's a great metaphor for people who are ambitious, for people who want to become more than just what they are. She really is this great character. She has such an enthusiasm and likability to her, and she's always got this joyous expression. You genuinely get to see how hard she works and how much she tries and how much effort she puts into becoming like her idol and wanting to be amazing. This isn't just a character who has everything handed to her. You watch from episode 1 to episode 24 as she grows and learns and has to try and develop magic and build herself up from nothing. This is such a lovable and relatable character, but she's not some perfect, infallible, like, someone who just can't, like, break down. There are moments in this show where she gives in to being petty and selfish. There are moments where she breaks down. There are moments where she needs help and a pep talk, and she gets it. And that's so much what I love about it. She feels like a real person. She feels like this person with layers and who needs help and is not just some perfect symbol of something. She's such a relatable character, and I think anyone can relate to her and really get into her. In my opinion, this is the most relatable anime character since Yuma from Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal. Yeah, I'm still on that. But yeah, no, just a great character all around, and such a great story arc. I never stopped rooting for her. I loved her from day one. There's even a moment with her, I won't spoil it, but there's a moment with her where I thought I was gonna fucking cry, man. Like, she's such a great character. How is the supporting cast? Fine. Lotte and Susie are perfectly fine in their roles. They never really move past that. They never really get any further than that. Same goes for everyone else. The only 2 characters I want to point out are Diana, Akko's rival, who I think does a really good job of being a good balance, as she is the overly talented, but she's not some obnoxious brat. She is shown that she has to learn, and she spends a lot of time studying and honing her skills, and you believe that she could be this great, powerful witch. She's not just some perfect person. And where they go with this character is really good, especially towards the end of the series. The other character I'd like to talk about is Andrew, and I know what you're thinking. No, he's actually not. I think he's supposed to be the same age as everyone else. Just go with it. It's Trigger. He's a really good counterbalance as being a character who also has no magic, but goes in a very different direction from Akko, and I think creates this really nice contrast that isn't just thrown in your face as to how people can grow and develop, and how even in similar circumstances they can go one way or the other. There's also Constance. There's really not much to say about Constance. What you see is what you get, but she's awesome, and I love you, Constance. As for the animation, that's the real thing everyone wants to talk about with Trigger. How's those visuals? Perfect. Amazing. I love the visuals in this anime. It's a gorgeous looking show. From the fairy tale European style backgrounds to the really fun, unique character designs to the motion and the energy. Trigger outdid themselves with here, and to maintain the level of quality they do for 24 episodes, almost unheard of. There's so much energy and fluid going on at every moment in this show. There are very few moments where characters are just standing still or not moving or stagnant. Everyone is always expressive and fun and doing something, and if there are moments of still, it is used effectively for comedy or for serious moments. It is such a greatly animated show. As for the acting, top notch. Everyone is such great performances across the board. Akko is amazing. She never makes you stop laughing. It's just all around a beautiful show. As for the main plot that gets us through the 24 episodes, that's a bit of a problem. And as far as problems go, there's not a lot. A lot of it's nitpicks. I really didn't like Susie. I know a lot of people love Susie, but I kind of found her pointless, and realistically, I kind of get tired of the smart-ass asshole who's just kind of a bitch to everyone just because she can. Like, I think this archetype is just really overdone, and they really don't do a ton new with it here. I get why people like Susie. She just didn't really appeal to me. My biggest problem, and we're going to have to go into spoiler corner for this, is the main plot. Oh, and also one last thing I do want to mention. A lot of people found at 24 episodes of the show to be a little long, and at times got a little formulaic. I agree, but I do feel that the formula was still pretty fun in this and used very effectively. I didn't even need a main plot, which is part of the problem. So the main plot to this anime, oh, and there's a spoiler tag. When that goes away, that'll just be the end of the video. So the main plot in this, I think, is pretty poorly done. The whole idea of, like, magic is disappearing, and at first I liked it because it's kind of insinuated the witches did it to themselves. I got this great impression that their hierarchy and sort of their sense of superiority is kind of what did them in, and I think that is what it is supposed to be. But the thing is, once Professor Croix shows up, and now you've just got a perfunctory villain, you really lost me. And yes, I know, she's not trying to be evil, she's trying to save the day. She's still just a pointless generic baddie. So her whole plan is interesting, but the way they go about showing it to us was really bad. First up, showing it to you over the course of the 12 episodes they did, I just lost interest. But another part of it is that in the episode where she's revealed to be the villain, and they do the formal reveal that Professor Ursula is actually Shiny Chariot, I thought was really poorly handled, and probably the worst episode of the bunch. So the whole idea of Professor Croix kidnapping Akko, knocking her unconscious, and then reading Akko's mind to get what the information she needs. Chariot then goes to save her. Fine. Then she brings Akko back. First up, Croix just lets Akko go. Like, I probably shouldn't, like, it's never like, I shouldn't give my greatest enemy my greatest tool, but she just does, and then Chariot does nothing. And not only that, when Akko wakes up and Chariot lies to her and says, "Oh, you just fell sick and I brought you back," it never occurs to her to be like, you were just kidnapped by a psychopath who probed your brain. And look, I understand why she didn't tell Akko that she's Chariot. I get that. But I really don't understand why she didn't tell her that Croagz is evil. It's for Akko's safety. You don't know what Croagz is up to. You don't know how Croagz plans to use Akko. And not only that, for the next 12 episodes, Croagz constantly sends Akko on little trips that end up getting both of them what they want. So Croagz is getting exactly what she wants by still being allowed to be in the school. Why doesn't Ursula just take a picture? Just take a picture and be like, "Hey, teachers, she did this. Fire her." You could have ended this whole thing immediately. The only reason they did it is because they needed to keep it going for another 12 episodes. And that felt very tedious. But you know what the crazy thing is? They're not even dedicated to the main plot. There's still a ton of episodes in this that don't relate to anything. And the craziest part is, you don't care. I don't care about Croagz. I don't care about what she wants. I don't care about the 9 old witches. I'm just having so much fun enjoying this show. And you know what? Even though the main plot I thought was pretty handled poorly and pretty uninteresting, I don't regret the show. Like, here's the thing. I can't help it. Like, it's such a likable, lovable show, and it's super entertaining, that even though, yeah, the main plot is pretty superfluous, it doesn't change anything. It doesn't change how much I love the characters. It doesn't change how much I love what the episodes are about. There's literally an episode in this where I thought I was gonna cry. Like, I couldn't believe it. But it's such a lovable series. And also the finale. The last episode of this show is pretty goddamn amazing. Like, it's this super fun, super crazy, entertaining, beautifully animated thing. And it never stops. And the last minute of this show, the way they end it on, the final note they go on, absolutely perfect. Is Little Witch Academia a perfect anime? No. Could something come out this year that I think is better? Maybe. After all, Food Wars is getting season 3 in the fall. But as far as just being a lovable, enjoyable anime that gave me everything I wanted out of it, I love Little Witch Academia. I know it sounds crazy to say because I'm a grown man talking about a show starring girls, but I love it. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. Hell, you probably did watch it. It's currently available for streaming, the whole series subbed on Netflix. I don't know why Netflix is getting anime, but they're not airing it till the show's over. But whatever. As always, click to like, click subscribe, and tell me what you thought about Little Witch Academia, because I'd love to hear what you thought. And as always, oh wait, I said that part. Crap, now I don't have an ender. Bye.